I'm going to show you an update that we're currently working on to the self-service interface. If you're not familiar, self-service refers to the optional dive port feature available with a Measure Factory license that allows any user, whether or not they're a portal administrator, to build their own dashboards using stamps. And if you're not familiar with stamps, you'll hear more about them from John Hu in the next presentations. So let's take a look at this new self-service interface.
So let's take a look at this new self-service interface. I'm in DivePort, where I'm logged in as a non-administrator user. And if I start on my home page, which has the library portlet I introduced in the last presentation, I can click the plus icon in the My Pages section to add a new self-service page. I'll enter a name like Monthly Overview. Click OK. And I am immediately asked what measures I want to add to the page. So let's say I want to see some overview measures. So I'll search for total and select a few of these, like total charges, maybe total admissions, and total discharges. My portal admin has already set a default stamp type for this environment. So a stamp of that default type has been automatically added to the page for each of the measures I just chose. In the future, you'll also be able to configure a default stamp type for each measure. So if you have a stamp type that works best for measures that are ratios, for example, you'll be able to configure ratio measures in the factory to use the appropriate stamp by default. Of course, I can also change the stamp type. In this menu, I can choose Change Display. And I'm shown the universe of stamp types that I have on this portal. And these all came from the DIUC toolkit on our website. So I can change this to, let's say, current month versus previous, since I want this to be a monthly overview page. I can also drag and drop stamps and also remove them using this menu item. I don't need to enter edit mode to do any of those operations. Drag and drop and the menus are just always available. If I want to add more measures, I'll click the plus icon in my toolbar, and I'm brought to the same dialog I saw before, where I can choose additional measures for the page. You'll also notice that next to the menu to edit and delete, I also have this info icon. Clicking this icon brings up the measure overview page. This is a very basic measure overview page that will ship with DivePort, but if I switch to a different environment and look at my self-service page here, in this environment, the portal administrator has specified a custom measure overview page, which, as you can see, is very information-rich and includes the option to view the analysis for this measure. So even though I am an end user who has never built a DivePort page, I'm able to create custom dashboards for myself that have the same drill down or dive in capability as many pages created by DivePort application designers. And because I created them, they only include the KPIs that matter most to me. And finally, you'll see some quick views here at the top of this page. And I can manage these filters by going to this filter management dialog, where I can add new filters, reorder, and delete existing ones. And you can see they immediately update on the page.
So that's a preview of the new and improved self-service interface.